you share with us how long you were in Morocco? And I know that personally that was interesting for you because you had to learn how to harmonize your masculine and feminine energy growing up because of the. Well, go ahead and just tell us the situation there and how that all came about and how you resolved it and integrated yourself.
Yes, that's an interesting point, Amy, because in Morocco, the thing about Morocco is that it's a kind of liberal place to live in. Like it seems very open, it seems, quite occidental, if I may say, westernized.
Okay. Uh-huh.
It's not as rigid as some other Arab or North African countries, but the problem with this Moroccan society, if I may say, is that there are so many strict and rigid labels, especially when it comes to women. Society tells you that as a woman, you have to be a certain way. You have to look a certain way. You have to be dressed and to behave in a certain way, or else you're not going to fit in. Most men that I know who live in Morocco have a completely different experience, but the women that I know all have, I kind of look at it as a trauma because we are constantly told you can't do that, you cannot be like that, and if you do transgress and go more on a maverick path, which is what I always did, you become the black sheep, and you literally become the scapegoat of society, which makes it very difficult at times to navigate, especially when there's such a patriarchal and man-dominated, society around you. You have to toughen up. This is what I did growing up. You have to act very strong. You have to act even masculine. This is why there's so many imbalances in the divine feminine and divine masculine energies. You think if you are not doing the work internally in Morocco, most women think that they can only thrive and succeed or survive even by working with their divine masculine, and their divine feminine is something weak, something to be ashamed of, and something that can physically or metaphysically harm them. So that's a journey. That's something that is still taking time to kind of go away. I remember when I first came to France, I was walking down the street and I was so alert. I felt like I was on cocaine. I was really alert. And then I stopped and I looked around and I was like, living in Morocco made me hyper vigilant and hyper conscious. And it made me realize just how wounded my divine masculine was. I was a hunter. I was afraid. So I was constantly looking around and above my shoulder. Was someone following me? Someone
On guard.
looking at me? Exactly, on guard. So learning to let go, to receive, to be a little bit more relaxed about everything, surrendering to life is a journey. It's something that my Moroccan experience or my Moroccanness is teaching me every day, is to tap into that more, I would say, calm inner state, that peace that can be not weak, but powerful, that powerful peace that we can have within.
Indeed, it's the most power. Who was it? Lao Tzu said that the water will always wear away the stone. I mean, and we're going to talk about elements, and water is the element of the feminine. And if you don't think water is powerful, I mean, look at a tidal wave, look at a tsunami. I mean, hello, everyone there's a big misconception about, the divine feminine and, oh, she's soft and she's just flowy and everything's okay and she receives, and yeah, it's all that. But let me tell you, like I say, you don't want to piss off a mother bear or, or any other type of mother, someone that has righteous anger, just get out of the way. But before we get into that, can you tell us perhaps some specifics, Fatima, how you actually did start to cultivate more of the feminine essence in yourself? Because the story you're telling was my story. It's many, many women's stories. I'm surprised to hear it's that way in Morocco, but it's certainly is like that in other cultures, and a lot of women struggle with their over masculinization, and that is a way to certainly kill your soul, not to mention your spirit.